Hello my YouTube world, this is Johnny Moe coming to you today with a requested video about how I would do my chute blocker on a stand-on. So, since it's a Ferris deck, I just took my chute blocker off of my zero turn and it fits just right. So basically what I've done here is it's cost me $17. I've taken the metal off of the rubber chute. I never use the rubber chute. Rubber chute to me just creates poor cut quality, poor throwing quality. Not cut quality, but poor throwing quality. And sure, if you're facing traffic, it does knock things down into the grass, but it also knocks the grass down in the grass, which causes it to leave it a poor after cut appearance. So the first thing I do is always take them off and be smart when you're in traffic, point the deck away from things and stuff like that. But what I do is I take the metal off of the rubber discharge chute, and I went to Lowe's and bought disc gauge metal, and I went to a contractor friend of mine, a buddy of mine who can build anything, and he bent it using a brake for breaking aluminum. For siding and stuff. So he broke that for me. He bent it, and then we just made it, and I bolted it on. I think it has, let me see here, 1, 2, 3 bolts, 3 little bolts holding it on, and I bolted a little eye hook there. Make sure when you're bolting the eye hook that you cut the extra off, because if you don't and that eye hook goes underneath, sometimes that blade can snap at it. Just a little point of tip. And then I bent it on the rear end because the rear end of the deck shoots back into the tire, so I bent that down. So basically what happens here, which is actually easier on the stander, and I like it better on the stander actually. So I got this big bungee cord, and so all I'm gonna do is do this, slaps down, and then I just hold it there, and then when I'm done with it, pick it back up, put it right there. It's actually easier on this stander than it is on my zero turn because I can kind of lean over a little bit. So it's actually a lot easier on the stander. I'm thinking of a new way to deal with it on the zero turn after looking at this. So it's my 3rd week with this thing, and after running this for 3 weeks now, I am definitely not liking this platform. I like the comfort of it up and down, but there needs to be an anti-fatigue mat on this, like the X-Marks and the Toro. They really figured that out. The X-Mark and Toro has got a better, comfortable platform. This is just bothering me all the way around. Leaning up against here is bothering me. This bolt bothers me because my foot goes right there. You can see actually where my foot goes because that's exactly where the wear points are. Wear points are here and here. So X-Mark and Toro's really done a much better job with this than Ferris. Overall though, the comfort up and down movement is phenomenal. But I think the best platform's been on the Staris and the Grandstand as far as having that anti-fatigue rubber on there. And the sides actually have rubber on them. So when you're rubbing up against that, it's not as bad. It's nowhere near as bad. This just bothers me. I know I'm being a little nitpicky, but this machine is definitely better than the Staris, and it's definitely better than the Grandstand. Although the Grandstand and the Staris decks, I think, are great quality cutting machines. I just think that this machine, going up a hill, I can go straight up a hill, and these don't come up. I've yet to get this to come up off the ground. I've not got it. I got that Toro Grandstand to come off quickly. I know they make a weight kit for it, but it's just some more thoughts on this, on this Ferris Z2. Been using it. I'm not going to use it today. I'm giving my legs a break. The knees just hurt a little bit too bad, so I'm going to give it a break today. I'm actually going to go back to the big boy. I'm going to sit today. Today's just too big of a day to be. Yesterday was a big day, and by the last lawn of the day, I was totally wore out, man. I was so wore out. My body's just sore from using this thing. Really is. Just the movement, everything. I'm definitely getting used to it. The feet, you know, having plantar fasciitis, standing on your feet all day just wears you out. But my final thoughts on this, on standard versus sit, is I really feel like that a mixture of both would be best. I mean, I enjoy running this machine, and there's some lawns that I have that if I don't have this machine, I'm just going to miss using it because of the hillside stability. I mean, I'm cutting hills that I usually have to weed whack, and that's something that I'm really going to miss about this if I don't add this to my fleet, because that zero turn is not getting on the hills that I'm putting this on. I mean, this is cutting more of hills. I usually have to weed whack a whole pass the whole way down the road because I can't get into the ditch. This gets right into that ditch, goes right alongside. The zero turn will do it, but it slides, and it's hard to get that zero turn to stop. And then when you look back, you see the slide marks, and I don't like that look. So I tell you what I'm really falling in love with, again, is the EFI 28 horsepower. The fuel savings on this EFI, man, oh man, guys, wow, what a difference. What a difference. I know it's not quite enough power, and it's not. It's, if you're trying to knock down a field with that 28 EFI, but the quality of cut will be there, but the side discharge won't be there. It won't be able to throw it out like really well. So if you're knocking down fields, or you've got a lot of real high every other week lawns, you're going to want a 37 EFI or something with 900 cc's and above is what I would suggest. This is 810. But man, oh man, the fuel economy of this machine, like I did my whole list yesterday, which is a big list. I had the 2-acre lawn in there. I have a couple acre lawns in there, and man, oh man, wow. I mean, I left home with a half a tank, a little bit above a half a tank. And let's see where it's at now. I mean, that's just amazing to me, guys. Look at that. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm just shocked by that. Like, it was like maybe, like you could see the half tank mark. So the orange wasn't at the half tank mark. So it was a little bit above a half a tank. It wasn't 3/4 of a tank. It was a little bit above it. And now I'm coming home with that much gas. Wow. I mean, listen, I know this is 8 days. This will be the 8th day. So grass isn't growing that much. The only thing really growing is nutsedge, and crabgrass is going crazy. You can see all the crabgrass in there. Crabgrass is just not fun to cut. So if you have a bunch of lawns that have crabgrass in it, and it's this time of year, you're like, you know, you're not even getting a break from the crabgrass. That's just terrible. I hate crabgrass lawns. But this is my field next to my house, so I'm not really too concerned about it. So that's my time, guys. If you have any questions about it, it's my final thoughts on my Z2. Really like the engine. Love the oil guard system, up to date. This is probably going to be my final post with this Z2. Probably not going to use it again this week. I'm going to cut my grass with it, because that's what it's going to cut today, is my grass. My daughter likes running it around the yard, so it's very easy for her. She caught on to it like really quickly, a lot quicker than my zero turn. So it's pretty interesting that she can run this around the lawn like she can. So, all right, guys, that's my time. If you have any questions about it, I wanted to throw that in there. I wanted to give you my final thoughts on this, and that's it. I'm done with the sit versus stand, unless you have some questions. Final thoughts, again, as I'm going to repeat, if you have lawns that have hills in them, definitely a standard way to go. If you have a lot of smaller properties and need something more nimble, definitely the way to go. But for me, it's sitting, guys. It's sitting for sure. Z2, been a great machine. I'll probably play with it for a few more weeks here, and run it out in the field a little bit. But the full-time running is now done. I've had my fill of the stand on. So have my legs. All right, guys, have a good one. So easy, my 12-year-old daughter can do it.